All right, let's do this. Let's study some Japanese. Welcome in, everybody. It's daily Japanese study. Hey, I'm studying Japanese and I do it daily so that I can try to get better at it. And I think it is safe to say if we go back and look at episode 1 of this, definitely improved. Sometimes it's hard to look at it and see that, but this is definitely paying off. So thank you everyone who watches these and is joining me on this. Let's get into it. We're going to do some quizzes here inside of Shashingo to try to make sentences with the words that they give us. This is more or less about the vocab, because most of it we've got at this point, and more about making the sentences and using the words to express thoughts, right? So after that, we are going to then hop into Anki and do some Anki quizzes. And sometimes we do other stuff as well. A lot of it is just that, though. So with that being said, I think we should just go ahead and start doing it. So let's switch it to quiz mode, switch it to random. We'll set it to 5 words. We'll get right into it. Ramen ya. A ramen restaurant. Ramen ya. So a lot of places we can make it into a store that sells that thing by adding this kanji to the end there, that ya. Like kutsuya, honya. I honestly, the fact that a pharmacy is not kusuriya is a bit disappointing, right? All right, what do we have here? We have oishi, we have suzuru, and we have taberu. So these are the 3 words that we have for ramen ya. Well, a ramen ya is in fact a place where you eat food, right? And so if tabemono is food, taberu is to eat. Now, taberu ends in a ru, and so does susuru. This is actually a great a great word, because we're given 2 verbs that end in ru, one of which is a godan verb, and one of which is an ichidan verb. So taberu ends in a sound that sounds like eru or iru, and more often than not, that is an ichidan verb. And taberu is in fact an ichidan verb. What that means is, to conjugate it, we're dropping the ru and adding stuff to it. So if I want to say, I don't eat ramen at ramen restaurants. Ramen ya de ramen o tabenai. I don't eat ramen at ramen restaurants. Tabenai. If I want to say that I eat ramen, I can say ramen o taberu, but that is casual. If you want to do the polite conjugation, you drop the ru and add mas to it. So tabemasu. Ramen o tabemasu, right? So, ramen ya de ramen o tabemashita. I ate ramen at the ramen restaurant. In this case, I can't see the name up there, but it's Rai something. I'm going to call it Buta Ramen, because there's a picture of a pick up there. So we can say the name of the shop, Buta Ramen de ramen o tabemashita. I ate ramen at Buta Ramen. Right? So taberu. Then we have susuru. Susuru is the verb that you do when you eat noodle dishes. It is to slurp, just that nice sound. If you are at all adverse to the sound of someone slurping food, do not sit next to an old Japanese dude, or basically any Japanese dude, at a ramen restaurant, because boy, they do slurp those nudes right on up. They are very almost proud about the fact that they go and just it right up in there. So susuru is to slurp, but this does end in ru. But you'll notice it doesn't have that iru eru sound. It is susuru, uru. So this is a goldan verb, which means to conjugate it politely, we switch the ru from the u sound to the I sound. So susurimasu, susurimasu. Goldan verbs, if I want to make this into a negative, with taberu, I dropped the ru and added nai, tabenai. 食べ方. Up here, susuru, instead of dropping the ru, I change it to the ah sound. So Godan verbs, you take the hiragana and change it to different sounds for that start. So like shi, su becomes shi, ru becomes ri, bu becomes bi, ku, ki, gu, gi. They all change the sound of them. So susuru becomes susurimashita, I slurped. If we want to say I don't slurp my ramen, I could say ramen o susuranai. Susuranai. So, and then lastly up here we have oishi. It is an adjective and it ends in the I hiragana, which most of the time is going to mean it is an I adjective. So oishi, I adjective, not the letter I in English, the sound I in Japanese. So oishi is delicious, yummy, one way of saying that. You'll hear like 30 different ways of saying food good though, it's like oh, like tons of different ways of saying it. But oishi is the one that we teach first for sure. So oishi, yummy, delicious, good food, right? Oishi. I adjectives can also be conjugated, by the way. So I want to say that something is delicious. I can just take a bite of it and go, oh, oishi. That's a complete thought process. Good, It's when I do that in English, it's implied I'm saying this food is good. I don't have to say that this food part though, right? I took a bite, I'm like, oh, good. Same thing inside of Japanese. Oishi. Oh, this is good. This is delicious. I can say, ramen ga oishi. That ramen is delicious. This ramen is delicious. But I can also specify it's not delicious and say oishiku nai. That I can be changed into a ku and then add nai. Because the base of I adjectives is the thing before that I hiragana. So in this case, oish is the base of it. Then I can add kunai, so to say it is not delicious. So, ano ramen ya no ramen ga oishiku nai. That ramen store's ramen is not delicious. Ano ramen ya no ramen ga oishiku nai. You could also say wa there. Ano ramen ya no ramen wa oishiku nai. Both are kind of saying the same thing there. So let's go ahead and match those up. Cool. Did I not? Oh, I accidentally pressed left and right again. That's fine. Kagami, mirror. Kagami. So we have a mirror here. We have two verbs that end in ru, and we have one word here that describes you and me and everyone. So let's start with the verbs down here. So kagami is mirror, kagami. We have waru. We have miru, and then we have jibun. So starting with waru, waru is to break. So if you want to say, what was, jishin is earthquake, right? I'm going to break out the phone and double check myself when it comes to this type of stuff. So let's go to my handy dandy Jishol that I have installed on here. I use one that is called Tako Bato. So let's see, Jishin. Yes, Jishin is earthquake. I did remember that correctly. Woohoo, go me. So if you want to say the earthquake broke a lot of mirrors in your house, you can say, 地震で僕の家にたくさん鏡を割りました。The earthquake, so 地震で, it's the thing that did the thing. It is how the thing happened. Where, I guess you could say 自身にうち僕のうちで that kind of feels right too. Ni and de I still get kind of slipped up on. Either way, so boku no uchi is my house. You can just say uchi. You don't have to say the boku part. It's assumed uchi is one's house. It's just fun to say boku no. So uchi is my house. Takusan kagami, lots of mirrors. And then warimashita, broke. So the earthquake broke a lot of mirrors in my house. So waru is to break. It ends in an aru sound, so it's godan, right? So ru, re, ra, ro, ri, all of those sounds are what we move it to. So if we want to say, let's break mirrors, I could say kagami o waru, waru, and say, let's break mirrors. You'd probably say, huh? Yeah. Yabai. That's henda. Being a little strange, right? So waru is to break. Miru. Miru. So mimasu. To see is mimasu. Miru. If we want to say we saw, we see, mimashita. Now, something we didn't cover on the last one was te form. All verbs and all adjectives have a te form. Te form is used for attaching and slotting things onto each other. So, if you want to say that you broke down a door for someone, right? Doa is a way that they say door in Japanese. Doa, so door. So, if I wanted to say that I broke down the door for someone, I would take waru here and put it into base te. With a godan verb and ru, we're going to take that ru and change it into small tsu and te. When you see small tsu, it means the sound after it gets hit and then pronounced. So, watte in this case. Waru, the ru is going to change to te. So, watte. You hit it, hold, and go. Watte. And then, to say that you did something for someone, you use the verb ageru. Ageru is to give, but if you're giving a verb, that means you're doing the action, right? You're doing the action for someone. So, watte ageru. And ageru being a verb, you can conjugate it. It's an eru, so we drop the ru and add mas. So, watte agemasu is I broke for you. So, if I want to say I broke the door for you, to show off how like tsuyo I am, I would say doa o watte agemasu. Doa o watte agemasu. I broke the door for you. Which is a bit weird of a sentence, but totally fine, right? So miru up here is an ichidan. It has that iru eru. Ichidan are always easy because you drop the ru and add the thing. So it becomes mite. Just mite. Not mite. That's different. Mite. So if you want to say, look at this, you would say mite kudasai. Mite kudasai. Look at this. Same thing for a break. If I wanted to, I could say, watte kudasai. Please break. Point at a window and be like, Mado watte kudasai. Mado watte kudasai. Please break this window. A bit awkward, but you can do it. Jibun, all the way up top here. It's what you see when you look into the mirror. Hopefully, you're not a vampire. Jibun, self. One's self. And it's used a lot like in Spanish. When you conjugate stuff, you put it into the self form, right? But if you say like soy in Spanish, you're saying, I did the thing. And you're emphasizing the I part of it. Where it's like, I moved yesterday by myself. I did it. So if you want to say you did something by yourself and emphasize self, you'll use 自分は and be like, as for myself, you know, 自分はたくさん鏡を割りました. You know, as for me, I broke lots of mirrors. You know, so let's go ahead and match these up. Cool. Make sure I didn't wiggle my stick too far, and we're good. Okay. All right. Next, Joro. Joro. This is a watering can. Joro. Watering can. You can use a Joro. 植物は夜で水をやる is to say, as for the plants, I used the watering can and watered them. So down here, mizu o yaru. Yaru is to do, and it is a less formal way of saying to do. Same thing, you can use suru, and you can actually see an example of suru up here as well. Suru and yaru both mean to do. One is a bit more casual. Yaru is considered a bit more casual. So, mizu o yaru. Talking to your friends, you're like, sumimasen, mizu o yaru. 1 second. I gotta, excuse me. I gotta go water. Before you forget to do it and fall to ADHD brain, right? So, if I say shokubutsu, that's plants, shokubutsu. Shokubutsu wa joro de mizu o yaru. I'm saying, using the watering can, I watered the plants. Right? As for the plants, I used a watering can to water. Up here, we have saibai suru. Saibai is what plants do. 全分植物を栽培します. All plants grow. Saibai is to grow. So saibai suru. Suru verbs, that suru conjugates to shimasu. And if you want to take that suru and turn it into base te, suru turns into base te by going shite, shite. So, 栽培してます. あの植物はとても栽培します. 栽培してます. That is actually probably not totemo. That would be a bit weird. It's very growing now. That's a weird sentence. But if you want to say, something's growing, you can say 栽培してます. 栽培してます. Because I'm adding to that te form, iru. Iru is the verb to like to exist, like aru iru. It gets added on to the base te of verbs to say this action is existing right now. So you take base te, add iru. Iru can get conjugated, of course, being a verb, into imasu. So 栽培してます. 栽培してます. 食べてます. I'm eating. 飲んでます. I'm drinking. You know, different verbs, you bet them into the base te, which doesn't always end in te. I know. And then add imasu, that iru on there. So, the last one here is omoi. We have an adjective, omoi, and this means heavy. So, いっぱいジョロが重いだよ. A full watering can is heavy. So, let's go ahead and get these matched up. Alright, 栽培する, 水をやる, and 重い. Akane is our word here. Akane is money. Akane, money. So our top two right here are ways of describing the amount of money you have. So, binbo and okane mochi. Okane mochi. So, mochi is actually a conjugated verb here. Any verb that you conjugate into its noun form, so motsu is to hold. Mochi is its noun form. And you can slap that onto things and say that you currently have things. So, akane-mochi. I have money. That means rich. Okane-mochi is rich. Binbo is the opposite. Binbo is poor. You're thin as a beanpole because you ain't got no money to buy food. Binbo. Akane-mochi. You're holding money. You're rich. Akane-mochi. For example, mochi kaeri is takeout. Kaeru is to return. It's typically when you leave to go home, you are kaerimasu. You're returning home. Kaerimasu. So kaeri is the noun form of that. Mochi is the noun form of motsu. Slap them together, and you have mochi kaeri. Takeout. You're holding it and you're returning. You take out. I actually get a kick out of that one. Harao. Harao is what you use okane to do. You use it to pay for things. Harao. Now that u, it's not a ru, so we know this is a gold-on verb. So if we want to conjugate this into the polite form, we'd go haraimasu, haraimasu. Because u, move it to the e sound. So haraimasu, haraimasu. All right. 僕はお金持ちです。本当に？はいはいはい。払わない。払わない。I'm rich. Really? Yeah. I don't pay for things. So, hara. Now, you might think it's hara-a-nai from the examples that we had earlier. And I wanted to bring this up because u changes to the wa sound when we go to a. All the other spots, it does what you expect it to do. When you go to the e, it goes to e. When you go to the o, it goes to o. When you go to i, and so on. But when you go to the a sound, instead of it being hara-a, it would be harawanai. Harawanai. So, 僕はお金持ちだ。本当に？はい。笑わない。払わない。I don't pay for things. All right, so let's go ahead and get those matched up. All right. Bench, we got this one the last 3 in a row. The gods of Shashingo really want us to talk about benches. Oh, fair enough. So, bench, it's a bench, right? We have 3 verbs here. We have yasumu, suwaru, and matsu. So, matsu, suwaru, and yasumu. Yasumu is to rest. And yeah, you can rest on a bench. Yasumu. So if we want to turn it into a noun, yasumi. If we want to politely conjugate it, yasumimasu. We want to say we don't rest, yasumanai. If we want to say we rest too much, yasunde sugimasu. Yasunde sugimasu. So sugiru is a verb that means too much. So if we attach that to base te of a verb, we're saying we do too much of that, or something does too much of that. So yasu mu, if we want to put it into base te, mu changes into nde. So yasunde sugimasu. Yasunde sugimasu. I was rested too much. Suwaru. Aru, so it is a gold-on verb, not an iru-eru sound. So we know it's going to be a gold-on verb. So we can take that ru and change it to ri to politely conjugate suwaru, which means to sit. So suwaru, suwarimasu, I sat. And if I want to say I sat, suwarimashita. With that, what if you want to say please sit? We would change this into base te and then say kudasai, right? So suwaru, ru becomes te. So, 座ってください. Ah, 座ってください. Please sit. Matsu is to wait. Matsu, you've probably heard this one in anime a few times in base te, where someone shouts, Mate! Mate! Right? So, matsu. Machimasu is polite conjugation. Matsu, suwaru, and yasumu. Remember, these forms right here are to do the action, but casual. You don't have to conjugate if you are casually speaking with friends and like close co-workers. You can just say yasumu. You can just say suwaru. You can just say matsu. You don't have to do polite conjugation. All right, let's go ahead and match these all up. And yeah, I did miss that one. I forgot about that. Let's hop over into Anki. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Not a lot popping off here. A bit down in Nihongo no kotoba. Nihongo no kotoba. Japanese language, Nihongo no kotoba. So this is words in the Japanese language. This is just Japanese vocab. We'll start there because it's got the most, right? Zoom in to make this nice and big for y'all to see. Okay, so we have morning meal here. Morning meal, that's breakfast. So this kanji is morning, this kanji is meal. If I saw a go in between these two symbols, I would know that it's asa gohan. Without that go, they're actually pronounced completely differently. And it's pronounced chōshoku. Shoku is a way of saying meal, or so this is the morning meal. Chōshoku. Morning meal, breakfast. Good. Okay. Monku. Monku. Monku was complaint. I added this one yesterday. Yes, complaint. Monku. Okay. Monku. Monku. Good. Makura. Makura. This is a pillow. Makura. Makura. Pillow. Good. Okay. Manabu is to learn. Manabimashita. Nihongo manabimashita. I learned Japanese. Manabu. So bu becomes nde. So monande. Monandeimasu. I'm Nihongo monandemasu. I am learning Japanese. All right. Pizza, pizza. This is an onomatopoeia, and it means to splash. Splash. Good. All right. Here we have a kanji and two different pronunciations for it. Ba and jo on here. Futubaru jo is a way of saying football field. This means field spot. If we talk about a parking spot, chusha suru is to park. Chusha jo, this jo right here is the spot. Chusha jo, parking spot. So this means place, spot, field. Good. Kanban, kanben. Kanben is forgive. So kanben suru, kanben shimasu. It would be to forgive, adding suru to it. So if we want to say, please forgive me, we would say, kanben shite kudasai. Kanben shite kudasai. Please forgive me. And you hear that in a few video games as well. You defeat the enemy and they say, kanben shite kudasai. They're saying, please forgive me. So forgiveness, kanben. Okay, kumitateru. I love this one. Kumitateru. One, it's fun to say. Kumitateru. 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 It means to assemble, right? To assemble. So this is like putting together a model, putting together a building, putting together anything. You assemble them. All right. Kusa. Kusa. Right here. Kusa. This is grass. It's also a way of writing LOL. That's a fun one to look up. Okay. Jozo. 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 Not, oh God. Not jozu. Brew. Brewing. Brewing? Brewing. Yes. Jozo. I was trying to think of it, and then I saw over here. What is going on? Why? My work computer is making a bunch of noise at me, so I just want to go over here. I'm going to turn down my volume. They can wait a little bit. I'll get to them in a second. I'm on lunch break right now doing this. All right, good. Sara, plate. Sara, plate. This is the kanji for plate, thing that you serve food on. Sara. Okay, here we have sabaku. Sabaku. And you always have to say this in a menacing tone and say, Sabaku no gara. Gara of the desert. Sabaku, desert. All right, kiri. Kiri is fog. Good, good, good. Hakobutsu. Hakubutsu. Hakubutsu. So hakubutsu. Well, hakobutsu don is museum. Hakobutsu is worldwide learning and like knowledge. Yeah, natural history. Yeah, good, good, good. Okay, ekijo. Ekijo. Not the same jo that means like place and whatnot. This is state of water, like yeah, liquid state. Yeah. State of water, liquid. Ekijo. So ekijo no kusuri is liquid medicine, a potion, if you will. All right, good. Ekijo. Ekijo. Shinsetsu. Kind, friendly. Good. Tashikunai is like saying certainly. Tashikunai. Tashikunai. And it's like, yeah, certainly. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. You're kind of agreeing with someone when you say, tashikunai. Okay. Oboeru is to memorize / learn. So learn via memorization, memorize stuff. So if you want to say memorizing kanji is hard, which is our example sentence that will get revealed when I click show answer here, you could say kanji o obote, because it is an eru, so oboete, drop the ru, add te, oboete. Kanji o obote ga muzukashii da. Memorizing kanji is hard. So to memorize, to learn, to remember, kanji o obote ga muzukashii da. Muzukashii da. Yeah. Okay, good. Inbo. Inbo was conspiracy. Inbo. Shiru, to know. Shiru. 知らない。すみません。エクアドルですか？知らない。ごめんなさい。知らない。Excuse me, where's the train station? Sorry. I don't know. 知らない。Okay. Alright. Yubinkyoku is the post office. Yubinkyoku. This right here literally means mail. This is like a building. I'm not sure about the middle one though. So yubin is mail. Yubin uke is like a mail slot. Yubin kyoku is the post office. All of them have that yubin in there. And then a letter is not yubin. A letter is tegami. So listen, we're having fun here, right? All right, that is all for today's video. I'm going to do the rest of these in my own time because I'm running out of time on my lunch. So with that, thank you so much for watching this video. Itsumo arigatou gozaimasu. As always, thank you very much. Hopefully see you tomorrow for the next daily Japanese video. But if not, I still hope to see you around here real soon. Good luck with all your studies and see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm so bad at signing off.